Up my Century Unit, it's the Centuryman here, so back again with another classic WWE pay-per-view review. We're in November, it's Survivor Series season for the month of November. I'm going to review some classic Survivor Series shows, so today I'm reviewing Survivor Series 2008 at the TD Bank North Gardens, or the TD Gardens in Boston, Massachusetts, on the 23rd of November 2008. The attendance of the show was 12,498. Survivor Series 2008 received about 319,000 pay-per-view buys, a slight downgrade than the 2007 Survivor Series show that received about 345,000 pay-per-view buys. For many fans, they consider the 2007 Survivor Series show is one of the last great Survivor Series they ever produced. Don't know on that. I'm not reviewing Survivor Series 2007 for this year. Maybe next year, if Survivor Series 07 was the last great Survivor Series they ever produced. Anyway, so this is the first Survivor Series in Boston since 1993. This is the first Survivor Series of the PG era, the first Survivor Series in HD. This is the third straight trio branded Survivor Series since they brought back ECW as the third brand in 2006. So yeah, it's Raw, SmackDown, ECW Survivor Series. For Raw, we got Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. For SmackDown, we got Jim Ross and Taz. And for ECW, we got Todd Grissom and Matt Striker. Wow, the ECW commentary team sucked. Just sucked. It sucked. Like the last two Survivor Series shows, you had Joey Styles and Taz. And now we got Todd Grissom and Matt Striker. Wow, holy fuck. And then I think the following year's Survivor Series, I think you got Todd Grissom and Josh Matthews, I think. Or maybe they did the three-man commentary team. Because, wow. Because at this moment in time, Joey Styles, he didn't, left the company. He was part of the WWE web team. You can tell, the direction of ECW kind of declined after the 2006 December to Dismember pay-per-view. Anyway, so let's do a quick result. Before that, this Survivor Series is the John Cena Comeback Survivor Series. I'll get to that part when I review the main event. So let's do the quick result of the dark match. The dark match, you had the Brian Kendrick defeat Kong Funaki. Holy fuck. By the way, it's Funaki, by the way. Brian Kendrick was not doing anything. He was teaming up with Ezekiel Jackson. And then he ended up leaving the company. I think it was the following year in 2009. He ended up coming back to the company in 2016. Be part of the Cruiserweight Classic and part of the Cruiserweight division in 205 Live. And Funaki, wow, he's still around in 2008 in the PG era, man. I think he was part of the Japanese commentary team. But he was not wrestling afterwards. He was more, maybe occasionally, but he was more, he was not really doing anything in 2008. Anyway, he was relevant in the in WWE programming in the Ruthless Aggression era. Anyway, let's talk about the matches of the show. So the first match, this is the first of 3 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches. So this one, the first match, we got Team HBK versus Team JBL. So represent Team HBK, we got the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, Rey Mysterio, Crying Time, that's JTG, my apologies, and Shad Gaspard, and the Great Khali as a babyface. I'll get to that shortly. And represent Team JBL, we got the former WWE Champion JBL, Miz and Morrison, Kane, and MVP. So this is a decade before they end up doing the brand superior Survivor Series shows. Raw vs SmackDown. They're doing normal Survivor Series matches. Like wrestlers, babyface and heels, feuding. They end up be part of those matches. Still continue the rivalry. And still, the one nitpick about Survivor Series matches over the years, there is no stakes, true stakes. I don't want to get into that for this video. So, anyway, because at the time, after Shawn Michaels' feud with Jericho came to an end, Shawn ended up feuding with JBL, ended up working with JBL because at this moment in time, the stock market crashed in America. You got Rey Mysterio feuding with Kane. I think Crying Time, holy shit, Shad Gaspard. Wow, it's just sad that 12 years ago, like really 2 years ago, Shad died, and 2 years ago I reviewed his final match in his in his run in the WWE, or second run in the company, was against JTG at Extreme Rules 2010. It was a strap match. That was came across after come across after his death. You know, in 2020, I think he drowned. It's a shame he died at the age of 39. It's really heartbreaking that 12 years later, wow, we're not going to see Shadow ever again. You know, Crime Time, one of the best tag teams, never touched tag team gold. So they were at the time feuding with Miz and Morrison. I think like the duo was it the Dirt Sheet duo? What should they call the Dirt Sheet duo instead of Miz and Morrison? That's just me. MVP is feuding with the Great Khali, and yeah, Great Khali as a babyface. Wow, this was after his feud with Triple H came to an end. He was feuding with Triple H for the WWE title at SummerSlam. Yeah, let's turn the Great Khali as a babyface. And this was the start of Great Khali turning into the Punjabi Playboy. I think it was the Punjabi Monster, I think. Yeah, the Punjabi Playboy. Holy fuck. Ended up doing the Khali Kiss Cam. It's very funny. And, you know, a year prior he was the world champion. And then 1 year later he was, yeah, the Punjabi Playboy. I don't want to get into it, so. Anyway, so the first person got eliminated was JTG, got eliminated by MVP. And then MVP got eliminated by the Great Khali. Just brain chop MVP down for the elimination. I think the first half of this match was rapid eliminations. Anyway, so the third person got eliminated was Kane. Kane was about to chokeslam the Great Khali. Khali overpowered Kane. I think he chokeslammed Kane or hit him with he hit him with the brain chop. And then I think this is a Andre the Giant spot, I think it's called. I'm not too sure. You had Rey Mysterio on top of Khali's shoulders, did a frog splash off of Khali's shoulders to hit King with a frog splash to eliminate him. Let's see, the third, I think, I'm talking about the eliminations, by the way. I think the fourth person got eliminated was Shad Gaspard, I think. Yeah, it was Shad. Got eliminated by The Miz with the reality check. This is years before he ended up doing the skull crushing finale as his finisher. And then there's one spot, by the way, I'm going to talk about it. It was scary. I think Morrison threw Shawn over the top rope. He managed to hold on to the ropes. He nearly choked onto the middle, or not middle, but onto the bottom rope. That was scary. He managed to did the skin the cat's rope spot. That was cool, but that was almost scary because 2 months ago I reviewed I think it was 2 months ago. I'm not too sure. The one night only pay-per-view, the match between Bret Hart versus The Undertaker, when Bret got his head caught on the top and middle rope. Holy crap, I don't want to get into it. So anyway, Miz got eliminated by Rey Mysterio with the 619. You had this brawl between Shawn Michaels and JBL, and also the announcers brought that Miz or Morrison kind of bruised Shawn Michaels' eye. It's funny that like months prior, Jericho injured the eye of Shawn Michaels, thrown him into the Jeritron 5000 to confirm his heel turn. What's the deal with Shawn Michaels' eye injury in 2008? Anyway, so Shawn and JBL ended up fighting and brawling. Shawn was going for the switching music. JBL kind of dodged, and also he kind of Shawn managed to get back in the ring for the count of 10. JBL got counted out, so JBL, the team captain, got eliminated. And also before the start of this match, some guy kind of touched JBL, and JBL told the security guard to kick him out. That was slightly kind of funny. Anyway, so yeah, JBL got eliminated. In the end, I think Shawn Michaels hit the switching music onto John Morrison to win this match for his team. So Shawn Michaels, Rey Mysterio, and the Great Khali are the sole survivors of this Survivor Series match. So it was a good opener. Not an all-time classic Survivor Series match. It's been better ones before. You could say on some sort of degree after this, but it was a way to kick off the pay-per-view. Continue the rivalry between Shawn Michaels and JBL. So let's talk about the rest of the show, the rest of the card. So after the opener, you can tell the card starting to nosedive a bit. We got another Survivor Series 5-on-5 match. This is for the women, or at the time, the Divas. This is a SmackDown versus Raw 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, because at the time, this show is promoting SmackDown versus Raw 2009. I think I still got the copy of the game on PS3, and the game's shit. You just only got the best mode on that game is the Road to WrestleMania mode. No GM mode for that game until the Universe mode in SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. Another topic for another time. Anyway, so representing Team Raw, I'm going to remember, folks. We got at the time, the women's champion, the Glamazon Beth Phoenix, with Santino Marella in his corner, because at the time, still in the middle of this relationship, storyline relationship between Santino Marella and Beth Phoenix, Glamarella. We got Kelly, we got Mickie James, Julian Hall, and Candice Michelle. So I'm trying to remember, I think. And representing SmackDown, we got the Divas champion Michelle McCool, because at the time they were, and right now they end up doing they got the 2 women's championships in both brands. And back then in 2008, 2 women's titles in 2 brands. You know, the women's championship on Raw, the Divas championship on SmackDown. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, we got the Divas champion Michelle McCool. I think we got Maurice, Natalia with red hair, and Victoria. So the first person got eliminated is Victoria. This is one of Victoria's last pay-per-view matches in her only run in the company, until making a few appearances at the women's Royal Rumble matches in recent years. You know, a decade later, or a decade half later. Maurice is basically the MVP of this women's match. That's not saying too much. Maurice is terrible. You got 3 crappy workers in this match. Maria was not good in the ring. Maurice and Julian Hall. Kelly, she was fine. You know, she kind of starting to improve a bit. Anyway, so I think Victoria got eliminated. Then Maurice eliminated Kelly with a backbreaker. It was a crappy looking backbreaker. Then Michelle McCool, the team captain, got eliminated. Maria, because at the time Maria was doing the bubbly character, not this whole thing with her real life husband Mike Bennett. That was stupid. I never liked that whole Mike Bennett Maria thing. You know, it's like I prefer Maria as this bubbly character, not the serious Maria. Anyway, she accidentally tried to break up the pin, accidentally hit Michelle McCool. In the end, Mickie James eliminated Michelle McCool with the Mickey DDT. And then Mickie James got eliminated by Maurice by a roll-up. And I think Maria eliminated Julian with, I think it was also a Hurricanrana roll-up, I think. Then I think Maurice eliminates her. And then Maria got eliminated by Candice Michelle. No, Candice Michelle eliminated Natalia. Then I think Maria got eliminated. No, she got eliminated by Maurice. I'm trying to remember, folks. Maurice eliminated Candice Michelle with a figure four leg lock. Got the woo chance. So Candice Michelle got eliminated. Then I think Maria got eliminated by Maurice. So the final 2 women was Beth Phoenix and Maurice. In the end, Beth Phoenix hit the Glam Slam onto Maurice to win this match and become the sole survivor of this Survivor Series match. Anyway, yes, I'm losing my brain cells, by the way. So it's not a bad match. It was one of the weakest Survivor Series match of the show. It was rapid eliminations. I think why Maurice was not that good as a worker in her first and second run in the company. The current run she's in right now with The Miz, real life husband. But I think the reason why, because they're putting the eggs in the Maurice basket, because I think not too long later she became the Divas champion for the first of 2 reigns she held the belt. Understand why. So yeah, I understand why they have Maurice, the last member of Team SmackDown. There was no build to this. This is basically a Survivor Series match of the sake of a Survivor Series match. So the funny part, you had Santino Marella nibbling on Beth Phoenix bicep. That was kind of funny. I like this relationship in storyline between Santino Marella and Beth Phoenix. It's a shame they never had a once cameo reunion of Glamarella. I wish they did it one day, because Beth is still in the company. You can have Santino Marella in a cameo, and that'd be cool. But anyway, so it was okay. Not terrible, but at the same time wasn't anything like amazing. It's just a bit of a piss break. It was still in the dark times for women's wrestling in WWE. So this is the first of 3 non-Survivor Series matches on the show. This is a casket match between The Undertaker and Big Show. It started in September when Big Show turned heel for the 5,000th time to align himself with SmackDown GM Vicky Guerrero at the time. So Big Show defeated The Undertaker at No Mercy. That was the final No Mercy of the first brand split. Then Undertaker got his win back against the Big Show at the final Cyber Sunday pay-per-view. I think it was their last man standing match. So set up this match at Survivor Series, a casket match. It wasn't boring. It was a bit boring. It wasn't bad. I want to watch it. It wasn't really that bad. It was okay. It was slightly passable. The crowd did not give a crap, man. It's just like the crowd died. They cheered a little bit, but you can tell they're not into it that much. The one memorable moment of this match is The Undertaker. Like, he's on the one announce table. He hit The Undertaker with a leg drop onto another announce table. Got this holy shit chant and also Undertaker chant. So that was cool. See Undertaker did that leg drop onto the other announce table, because Undertaker is one of the best athletic big man. And also, this is the 18th appearance of The Undertaker at Survivor Series since he debuted in the company in 1990. You got the Undertaker chant. So anyway, so Big Show was a fucking dumbass. I think he hit Taker with a sidewalk slam, put him in the casket. He told the referee to close the casket. I think he was arguing with Charles Robinson of closing the casket, and Robinson yells to Big Show, "You have to close it." Big Show got pissed off. He's a bit of a dumbass. So he able trying to close it, but Undertaker's foot kind of block it, denied Big Show to manage to fully close the casket. My apologies. So yeah, and Undertaker managed to put the Big Show through the casket, but he put it in the casket. I'm sorry, I'm losing brain cells, by the way. He put the Big Show in the casket, but he didn't really shut the lid properly. So Big Show, I think he hit the Undertaker with a choke slam. He got pissed off. He didn't really. I thought he kind of fully ripped open the casket's lid. He didn't really broke it. You can tell it's loosely wide. So he got pissed off, and he kind of knocked over the first casket. Undertaker did that sat up. He does when he gets knocked down. Then Big Show is about to leave. Out comes fire. Here comes some supernatural bullshit. I don't want to get into that. Anyway, so and then you got Druids producing a second casket. I'm trying to keep it short and simple. In the end, Undertaker managed to put the Big Show into the casket. He kind of Irish whipped Big Show into the casket for the win. So it's 2-1 to the Undertaker in this rivalry. They had the blow off on SmackDown. I think it was the final SmackDown of 2008. It was a steel cage match. I think I reviewed it in one of my Undertaker's Deadliest Matches reviews. I did it years ago, so it was okay. Wasn't terrible. Wasn't a 4-star classic. It was okay. It was typical Undertaker gimmick matches. Some of these gimmick matches end up like hit and miss. Yeah, you got the supernatural bullshit with the fire, and the Druids introduced a second casket. So yeah, it wasn't the worst match. We'll get to other match later. It's worst match of the show. So. And then we got the third and final 5-on-5 Survivor Series match of the show. We got Team Batista versus Team Orton. Represent Team Batista, R-Truth, Kofi Kingston, CM Punk, and Matt Hardy. And represent Team Orton, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, the World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry, the Gold Standard, Shelton Benjamin, and William Regal, with Layla, Manu, and Tony Atlas in the corners of those who represent Team Orton. This is start the rivalry between Randy Orton and Batista because they had history. They were part of Evolution when they started out in WWE. CM Punk and Kofi Kingston are the World Tag Team Champions. They defeat Priceless. That's the team of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. DiBiase is not on the show because he was filming a film called The Marine 2. That's the sequel of Marine 1 that stars John Cena. The sequel stars Ted DiBiase Jr. And the future installments of The Marine that stars Mike the Miz Mizanin. Anyway, you had Matt Hardy in this feud with Mark Henry because he defeated Mark Henry for the ECW Championship at the final Unforgiven pay-per-view so far, because they haven't brought back Unforgiven ever since. Matt Hardy defeated Mark Henry for the ECW Championship in that Championship Scramble match on that show. So yeah, Hardy's feuding with Mark Henry over the championship. Regal is the Intercontinental Champion. Not feuding with Punk yet. He defeats Santino Marella for the title on Raw. I think it was not too long ago. It was in the UK. I think it was in Manchester. Regal defeat Santino Marella on Raw to win his, I think it is his 4th title reign or 3rd title reign as the IC champion, because it's been a long time. The last time he held the IC title was in, was it 2002? Wow, 6 years ago. By the way, Shelton Benjamin was in this feud with R-Truth over the United States title. And Shelton Benjamin was doing the whole gold standard gimmick. Very underrated in my opinion. So, anyway, the first person got eliminated in this Survivor Series match was William Regal, because at the time Regal was the 2008 King of the Ring winner. That was way back in the spring of that year. That was Regal's, I'll say, one of the biggest accolades he won, alongside winning the Intercontinental Championship. He won it when he was the Raw GM. Yeah. Now that was the last. I think it's the first British guy to win the King of the Ring tournament until Wade Barrett won it in 2015, 7 years later. So anyway, yeah, Regal, the 2008 King of the Ring winner, got eliminated first. He got eliminated by CM Punk. Punk hit Regal with the GTS for the first elimination. That start a rivalry of Punk and Regal for the IC title. That'll be the start of the next year. I think it was in February, or I think it was January or February, when Punk defeated Regal for the IC title. And then he went on to be in the world title picture for the rest of his run. I'm talking about CM Punk here. And also he was kind of feuding with Owen, because Owen cost Punk the world title. He was preparing for his world title match in that championship scrum match at Unforgiven. He got punched in the head and never brought it back. They didn't bring it up until 2011. I don't get it. So anyway, so the second person got eliminated was R-Truth. He got eliminated by Shelton Benjamin with, what's it called, the pay dirt it's called. He got eliminated. At the time, R-Truth was not doing anything, and he was relevant. Yeah, he just came from TNA. That's another topic for another time. The third person got eliminated. I think it was Kofi Kingston. Yeah, Kofi Kingston. Yeah, Kingston got eliminated by Randy Orton with his DDT onto that middle rope. And then Cody Rhodes eliminates CM Punk with a, what is it called, the Silver Spoon DDT. This is before he ended up doing the Crossroads as his finisher. I like the Crossroads more than just a pattern DDT, so he eliminated CM Punk. So Batista on his own. R-Truth got eliminated. Punk and Kofi was eliminated, because at the time Kofi was doing the Jamaican gimmick. He kind of ditched the Jamaican gimmick the following year in 2009, and now CM Punk. So Batista is on his own. He eliminated Mark Henry with the spear, and he eliminated Shelton Benjamin with the Batista bomb. In the end, Batista trying to hit Cody with the Batista bomb. He able to tag in Randy Orton before Batista hits his finisher, and then Orton hit the RKO onto Batista because he's the legal man. Pins Batista and win this match for his team. So at the time, Orton was undefeated in Survivor Series matches, starting in 2003, and it lasted until I think Barrett broke that streak in 2011. A show I reviewed last year on this channel, Survivor Series 2011, that was the John Cena Rock Survivor Series. It was at MSG. So yeah, it was good. It was furthering up the rivalry. And there is the nitpick about Survivor Series matches over the years. There's no stakes. Truly no stakes. Nothing's on the line. I think the next Survivor Series match was on the line, was in 2014. Team Cena versus Team 40. That's another topic for another time. So, Orton and Batista end up feuding, continue their rivalry. They had a match at Armageddon, the final Armageddon in the company's history. That Orton win or Batista win, and then Orton Punk hit Batista in the head, written off, and then they feuded again in 2009 over the WWE Championship. So moving on. Holy shit, to the worst match of the night. Worst match of the night, folks. We got Triple H defending the WWE Championship against Vladimir Kozlov. Originally, it was supposed to be a triple threat match. Triple H, Kozlov, and Jeff Hardy on the Go Home SmackDown. They informed that Jeff Hardy was unconscious in a hotel stairway. So they're speculating that Hardy's not going to show up. I'll get to that Hardy unconscious hotel staircase thing later on. This match sucked. I'm sorry. Kozlov, he was okay. That's the problem with Vladimir Kozlov. He's okay in the ring. He has that Rusev presence. He can kill people. I think his nickname is the Moscow Mauler. And I simply don't get what they're pushing too soon. I think the one thing holding back Kozlov in his one and only run in WWE is charisma. He lacks charisma, and he's actually not really. Yeah, he's not really from Russia. He's not. I don't get it, man. So, yeah. He's not like terrible. I think it's charisma. Why they hold him back? You know, he could be a future star, but I think they overpushed him. So, the match sucked. It was just two big guys. Like two big brutes. You know, both Triple H 6'4", I think Kozlov 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". No one gives a shit. They were chanting boring, boring, and there were a lot of Hardy chants. No one wants to see Triple H and Kozlov. They want to see Jeff Hardy. I'll get to the whole Hardy unconscious staircase thing later on. So, and then we got at the time the SmackDown GM Vicky Guerrero informed that he's here, not Jeff Hardy, but the return of Edge. Because we haven't saw Edge since SummerSlam. He competed in that Hell in a Cell match against him and The Undertaker. Undertaker sent Edge to hell. I think it's the way to win off Edge. I don't know if Edge was injured or took some time off. He came back with the Viking beard. Next time he end up growing the Viking beard will be at the 2010 Royal Rumble when he appeared in that 2010 Royal Rumble match. That's another topic for another time. But yeah, Edge has the Viking beard because he was in that show, The Viking, a decade later. So, he was there, and then we got Jeff Hardy attacking Edge. He was going to hit Edge with the chair, but instead accidentally hit Triple H, because at the time Triple H and Hardy was feuding over the WWE Championship. They fought at the Championship Scramble match. They fought at No Mercy. They fought at Cyber Sunday. And Triple H defeated Jeff Hardy in 2 occasions. You can tell they're putting the eggs on the Jeff Hardy basket. I'll get more of that shortly. So Hardy accidentally hit Triple H in the head with a chair, because at the time they will allow chair shots to the head. Right now they can't really do chair shots to the head. They banned it. And it also hit Vladimir Kozlov in the head with the chair. And Edge hits Hardy with a spear, pins Triple H, and win the WWE Championship. I think it was the 4th or 5th time. He hadn't won it since 2000. I think he haven't won the title since 2006. So this is his third reign as the WWE Champion. And this is a continuation. This is setting up a triple threat match. So let's get to the whole Jeff Hardy. I'll get to that triple threat match part afterwards. So. This whole Jeff Hardy unconscious staircase thing, it's not legit. You thought, many fans thought this was legit. They thought Jeff Hardy had the relapse. It wasn't. They took him off the show. Kayfabe reasons. That is the storyline reasons. Why they did that, it's completely stupid. You took off one of the most over guy at the time, Jeff Hardy, off this match to pour in Triple H and Vladimir Kozlov. There's no chemistry. No chemistry. So, what the hell is that? Yeah, Hardy, I'm glad Hardy is not real. I'm glad it's not real. Glad Hardy showed up. It's not like TNA Victory Road 2011. He was unable to compete against Sting for the TNA World Title. No, I'm glad it's a storyline purpose. Yeah. They're doing it. They're basically trying to do like this whole story using Jeff Hardy's personal problem as a storyline. They end up doing it a decade later with him and Sheamus in 2020. But wow, man, what the fuck, man. So yeah, this is set up a triple threat match, and also this match is only for Edge's return. So yeah, like I said, it set up a triple threat match at the final Armageddon pay per view. It was a triple threat match between Edge, Jeff Hardy, and Triple H. Jeff Hardy managed to win the big one, defeating both Edge and Jeff Hardy at the final Armageddon to win his one and only WWE Championship in his career. That lasted until Edge won the title back at the Royal Rumble in the start of 2009. So I might review Armageddon 2008 in the future. So like yeah, it was just there. It's just taking Hardy off for storyline purposes and focus on it was the return of Edge and focus on two guys. I think Triple H getting sick, people getting sick of Triple H as the champion, and you got Vladimir Kozlov. No one gives a shit. And Kozlov, this is his one and only WWE Championship match on pay-per-view. And the next time I think he end up have another WWE Championship match. He compete in I think it was the SmackDown. Yeah, I think it was the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out in February. And Vladimir Kozlov never got one sniff of any world title ever again in his one and only run in the company. So before we get to the main event, there's one segment I'll talk about briefly. You got this segment with the Colognes brothers, that is Primo and Carlito, with the Bellas. You got, at the time, Charlie Haas doing like multiple gimmicks of multiple wrestlers. It was kind of funny. But you had this, you had the Boogeyman dressing up like the Gobbledygooker, man. Holy fuck, I don't want to get into it. Scaring the Bellas and the Clone Brothers and Charlie Haas. Why you put this, a random segment, on a pay-per-view? Because I said it in multiple reviews when I'm doing these pay-per-views. Doing segments on pay-per-views just never work. Save it on a weekly TV show, so. Anyway, let's move on to the main event. So the main event, this is the second of two championship matches on the show. This is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Chris Jericho taking on the return of John Cena. So we haven't seen John Cena since SummerSlam of August of that year, because he fought in a match against Batista. He injured his neck in the hands of Batista. So Cena was going for the leg drop off the top rope. Batista captured Cena. My apologies. I think he was going for the Batista bomb or some kind of. I think it was the Batista bomb, but he kind of botched it and Cena landed on his head. That caused Cena injured his herniated disc in his neck, so he was out for. It's not on the same level as Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Owen Hart thing from SummerSlam '97. It was completely different. So yeah, Cena was out of action for many months now. Chris Jericho had a great 2007. 2008. He returned to the company in 2007, by the way. So he had a great 2008. Feuding with Shawn Michaels, changed his gimmick, and went on to win the world title. Not once, but twice. He won the world title at the final Unforgiven show. That was in the Raw Championship Scramble match, after CM Punk was unable to compete in that Scramble match because he got punted by Randy Orton. Then he ended his rivalry with Shawn Michaels, in that ladder match at No Mercy. That was the final No Mercy of the first brand split. And he ended up feuding with Batista for the world title. He ended up dropping the world title to Batista at the final Cyber Sunday pay-per-view in the company's history. I hope they bring that back in the future. That's my opinion. So Batista won the world title after, I think he had Stone Cold Steve Austin as the special guest referee. Then Jericho win back the world title against Batista in the steel cage match. I think it was Raw 800. And that was controversial, because the reason why it's controversial because people bled. I think Batista or Jericho bled. That led because at the time WWE banned blood. They ended up starting fining. I think Batista got fined, Jericho got fined. I think the referee, I think it was Kyoto or Armstrong, got fined, And also Dean Malenko, who's the producer of WWE at the time, also got the heat. So Jericho, yeah, regained the world title and announced that John Cena is returning. Yeah, they did this video package of Cena, people like other superstars or wrestlers, I'll call them, putting over John Cena, bust his ass for this company, blah blah blah. So bringing up bringing up multiple members of John Cena when he's debuted on SmackDown against Kurt Angle, winning his first world championship against JBL at WrestleMania 21, and so and so. Anyway, so Cena came with an okay pop. It wasn't a historic monster pop. He got slightly booed. It was mixed race, because at the time people really don't like John Cena. It's not like they cranked up into a 450 right now, or not right now, but in the 2010s, you get like people singing the John Cena slick chant, singing John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks, and also Let's Go Cena singing sucks chants. That's different. He's still. It's more between 40. I think it was 75% liking Cena and 45% hating Cena. It's one in the middle. So, the match between John Cena and Chris Jericho. This is their first match for years. The last time they fought in a ring was in 2005. It was on Raw. I think it was the Raw after SummerSlam 2005. They had the rematch. Cena won the rematch. Jericho got fired. It's the way to ruin off Jericho to end his first run in the company because he was taking a break from professional wrestling. And now this is their first match since 2005. So it was a good match. I like that match at SummerSlam much better. Anyway, so it was a good match, back and forth between Cena and Jericho. It was the whole bulk of this match. The storytelling has to be Jericho working on the injured neck of John Cena. Like one more of the match, it kicked Cena in the back of the neck of it, and Cena's selling it like he's dead. And also he kind of locked in the Lion Tamer. Yeah, it's like callback to his run in WCW. He does it rarely in his second and third run in the company. Mostly used the Walls of Jericho. I think he managed to locked in the Walls of Jericho onto Cena. Cena managed to fire out because he never gives up. I think Cena did the 5-knuckle shuffle, the normal one. I think he did the You Can See Me on the top rope instead of like an avalanche 5-knuckle shuffle off the top rope. He did like the leg drop. It's the same leg drop he got injured in the hands of Batista at SummerSlam that August that year. So he hit the leg drop on Jericho. Jericho hit the cold breaker. Cena kicked out. Cena trying to make Jericho tap out with I think it's called the STF or the STF view. Jericho trying to fire out. But instead of making Jericho tap out, in the end he managed to hit Cena. He managed to hit Jericho with the FU. My apologies. I'm speaking too fast, by the way. So anyway, Cena hit the FU onto Jericho to win this match and win the world title for the first time. Because at the time he was a third-time WWE champion and the first-time world champion. First time he hold the big gold belt. I think it's a little bullshit because the only reason why Cena's there, the only reason they did this match to have Cena coming back to win the world title. That's the only reason. That really is understand why they did it. Why he's the poster boy of the Survivor Series. It's a shame for Jericho because Jericho was the wrestler of the year of 2008. He changed his character, like I said, had that good feud with Shawn Michaels, win the world title on 2 separate occasions, and now dropping the title to John Cena. I don't get it. I heard rumors, there's legends that they were planning to have like the rematch, at WrestleMania 25 the following year in 2009. Unfortunately, they changed plans. I don't think Cena and Jericho had the rematch. Maybe they had a rematch on Raw. I don't know if they fought at Armageddon. I know Cena, after Jericho, he went on to feud with JBL. Why in 2009? Why they had a good feud in 2005, but why they're still feuding in 2009 beats me. And then Cena dropped the title to Edge at No Way Out. Regain the world title, losing the world title to Edge at Backlash, and so. He win more world titles in the next couple of years. So yeah, it was disappointing. Yeah, Cena get his win back, win the world title, get the fans go happy or slightly happy because at the time people don't like Cena. He got a monster pop at the Royal Rumble in the start of the year. his first appearance since he tore his pec, in September of the following year in the previous year in 2007. He came back, he thought he's out for months, got that good reaction. He got booed when he at MSG, but it's just like what it is, man. I think I think like it's just like I understand why people like don't like this because they derail Jericho's momentum. It's kind of true, but they want to say, hey, let's get the fans slightly happy. Let's put the belt back on Cena. Yeah, it's there's a reason why Cena, like why we don't like Cena. Like he has to go for the championship. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it sometimes. You could put Cena just put Cena like in the high profile storyline. He has to go for the fucking championship. It's just like ridiculous, man. So it's not unbelievable, man. So yeah, it's good to see Cena winning the world title. It's the hometown boy from Boston, and that was it. So Jericho won't win the world title again until 2010 at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and he won't win another world title again until becoming the first AEW World Champion. And right now he's the Ring of Honor World Champion. In my knowledge, in our current timeline. So my final reign for Survivor Series 2008, very hard to rate. I'm gonna give it 6. Let's give it 6. No, fuck it. Let's give it 7.5 out of 10. When people say this is a forgettable Survivor Series, I thought this was gonna be a bad show. Not really a bad show. It was a good show, but not an all-time classic Survivor Series show in the past. There have been better ones before. You can say slightly after, but I done my research that this show was received by the Wrestling Observer. This was the worst pay-per-view of 2008. Not really. I don't think it's the worst show of the year. I call it the weakest show of the year, but not the worst show of the year. So you got some good. Like I like Edge's return when he came back to win the WWE Championship, and I like the first Survivor Series match of the opener. That was Team HBK versus Team JBL and Team Batista versus Team Orton. That was also good. It doesn't make me go, wow, I need to go back to go back to watch Survivor Series 08 again. No, there were good Survivor Series matches, but they're not all-time classic. The only thing in the back to me has to be Triple H versus Vladimir Kozlov for the WWE Championship. Yeah, it kind of brightened things up with added Edge and Jeff Hardy, but it just set up the triple threat match at Armageddon the following month. Like, no, the OK is the OK. I like the OK is the Divas Survivor Series match, and also Undertaker, Big Show in the casket match was okay. Yeah, I give it 6 out of 10. I give it 7.5 out of 10. It was a fine Survivor Series, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't an all-time classic. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review of Survivor Series 2008. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button, click the like, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more wrestling videos and more. Next time, let's go 4 years into the future, to the year 2012. We're getting close to the 10-year anniversary of this Survivor Series. It was the debut of, you could say, one of the last great factions of WWE until the Bloodline in our current timeline. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Survivor Series 2012. That is the Central Man officially signing out. And that's my review of Survivor Series 08. I give it a slight thumbs up.